Right now on Good Morning Northwest, a fire in the Yakima Greenway in Yakima had multiple fire crews responding. We have the details.
The Department of Natural Resources has declared a statewide burn ban. The state is also mobilizing fire assistance. What this means coming up.
The West Richland Police Department is getting over $36,000 to help prevent car thefts. We have how they plan to use the money.
And today will be a cooler day compared to yesterday. We're past the peak of the heat wave, but more dangerous fire conditions today. I'll tell you why coming up right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jill Sperling. It is Thursday, July 11th.
We are so close to Friday, Jill. I can just feel it, but I might just be feeling the heat.
You're feeling
outside.
The heat, yes.
It's way too hot. I think I could say that for everybody.
Yeah, what did we reach? Over 100?
It was supposed to be 110, so let's check in with our chief meteorologist, Josh Colbert, to see if we got that or if we're going to hit that again today.
Josh, what are we expecting for temperatures today?
Yeah, right around 110 for yesterday. For today, we'll be much closer to 100. And you know, we've been in a bad spot when we're kind of breathing a sigh of relief that it's just going to be 100, which is still objectively pretty hot. But for today, the focus is more so turning to the fire impacts as we have a first alert extreme impact fire day. As of course, it's still hot, the fuels are very dry, and it will be pretty blustery today, especially in the Kittitas Valley. So fires could start and spread very quickly. Avoid tossing burning cigarettes on the ground, avoid parking hot vehicles on dry vegetation, and gather that fire evacuation kit now. That goes for the entire viewing area. Now on to temperatures this morning. Look at this, 50s, 60s, and 70s for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. It's the same thing for the lower Columbia Basin, 60s and 70s for the foothills of the Blues. A little bit later today, we're going to be up around 100 degrees again in the Tri-Cities. This will place us at about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. I'll tell you if we have any relief from this kind of heat on the horizon, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. And with these dangerously high temperatures, the risk of fires is increasing. Yakima firefighters responded to a fire near Nob Hill Auto Wrecking. This was on South 24th Street and State Route 24 near the Yakima Arboretum. Suncom 911 says many crews were on scene fighting this fire.
According to Yakima firefighters, IAFF Local 469, there have been many fires on the Greenway the past 2 summers, and they take crews away from the city and limit responses from emergency calls. We'll update you once we know more about this fire. Also, fire crews battled the heat in a house fire in Kennewick last night. Firefighters responded to a home on South William Street at 4th Avenue just after 10:30.
When the crew got to the scene, they found flames and smoke coming from the home. At this time, it's unknown if there were any injuries. The inside of the home has smoke, fire, and water damage, and more information is expected to be released later this morning.
And a vegetation fire broke out in the Findlay area yesterday morning. The fire broke out on Meals and Hover Roads right near J&S Orchard around 9 a.m.
Now, some trees were burned and roads in the area were shut down for a little over an hour. No one was hurt, and firefighters stayed on scene much of the day, mopping up and ensuring the fire did not reignite. No word yet on a cause.
The Department of Natural Resources has declared a statewide burn ban, and the state is also mobilizing fire assistance, getting crews in place so they're ready to go when a fire does happen.
The mobilization came at the request of Lower Columbia Fire Defense Region coordinators.
Any of the fire districts can make a request for additional resources and based on, meeting the criteria. So like on this request, we have a strike team of engines, one each in Kittitas County working out of Cle-Elum, Yakima County working out of West Valley, and Klickitat County working out of Hewsum.
Now, it doesn't take much for a fire to become a big problem this time of year. We saw that on Tuesday when crews raced to respond to this wildfire in Benton County along Interstate 82.
And we'll talk more about how the state is preparing to deal with the fire danger. That'll be at this morning at 6 o'clock.
Firefighters are working to suppress a fire within the Umatilla National Forest. The Buck Creek fire is estimated to be around 7 acres in size, burning near Buck Mountain Trail, 3.5 miles southeast of Bingham Springs, Oregon.
The fire was first reported yesterday morning just before 7:30. Firefighters are working to fight the fire from the ground, and multiple aircrafts are also being used. The cause of the fire is under investigation.
Well, even on some of the hottest days in the Tri-Cities, firefighters still gear up to serve the community.
The Pasco Fire Department put on their protective gear and got to work at a house fire yesterday morning. A home on Riverview Drive in Pasco caught fire just before 9 a.m. At that point, temperatures were already in the 80s.
Fire officials say they were able to save the house, but it does have some serious damage. We asked them how they prepare to handle additional heat when the weather isn't cooperating.
We have a rehab center set up. Our folks go in. They usually go through one tank of air. They come out and they're going to decon, and then they're going to get some rest, cool down a little bit, drink water, and then we also take their vital signs and make sure that their bodies are reacting accordingly.
No firefighters or residents were hurt during the fire, and officials say it was under control within 5 minutes of firefighters arriving to the scene.
The West Richland Police Department is getting over $36,000 to help prevent car thefts in the city. The funding is from the Washington Auto Theft Prevention Authority, and it's meant to help create and maintain programs that prevent this type of crime.
The money also supports auto theft task forces and prosecutors and helps provide officers and detectives with training and equipment. Over $2.7 million has been distributed to 41 police and sheriff's departments statewide. Now, across the state, there were more than 40,000 car thefts in 2023, but that number is trending lower this year. In a follow-up this morning, Kennewick police say the 72-year-old man who robbed a bank last month will spend more than a decade in prison. Police say 72-year-old Keith Foster pleaded guilty to robbing the Chase Bank in Kennewick on June 13th. Investigators managed to track Foster down and arrest him within hours of the crime.
Foster was sentenced earlier this month, and Kennewick police say they were able to return the stolen money to the bank yesterday.
The U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Washington is asking the courts to condemn an alleged drug house in the 100 block of Ruby Street in Ellensburg. According to the civil forfeiture complaint, the property has been a hotbed of drug usage and drug dealing for years, racking up more than 300 visits from the Ellensburg Police Department over the past decade, including for assault, overdose, and animal cruelty. The complaint also claims EPD conducted multiple controlled buys of illegal narcotics, including fentanyl, meth, and heroin, at the home, which is just down the street from a preschool. The goal to get that conduct to stop.
Have the home be removed from the current ownership that's allowing the conduct that's listed, and then be a resource for having a thriving community rather than creating a risk for our families and our children.
If the complaint is successful, federal officials say they plan to turn that property into something that will be a resource for the community.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, Costco is raising its membership fees. How much the price is going up by and when this is starting.
Costco memberships are not the only thing increasing in price. Something else is going up for the second time this year. We'll tell you what coming up in your consumer news.
You're gonna need a new bumper.
Did you say burger? Guac?
Teriyaki, sauce, burger, pineapple, cheese, burger, pineapple, cheese, teriyaki.
Brace yourself, the new teriyaki burger, only at Carl's Jr.
Big burger! Good burger.
Visit us at our new urban wine bar in historic downtown Kennewick. Choose from a variety of wines and food from our expanded menu. Enjoy time with friends old and new. After hours with riverfront views from our shaded patio, we are Murray Gaston Wine Bar.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
There's nothing more exhilarating this time of year than traveling the open road in an RV. At Broadmoor RV, our family has been so dedicated to helping you discover America the Beautiful. We make it a point to carry the top brands in the industry at prices you can afford. That's why Broadmoor RV is the #1 travel trailer dealer in Washington State. Family owned and operated for almost 30 years. Broadmoor RV Superstore, your destination store in Pasco.
These are real people seeking solutions to real problems.
I have plantar fasciitis.
Pain with my feet, my knees.
Feet, knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports.
I definitely feel the heel-to-toe walk.
I'm not feeling any pain, especially in my heel. That's where I always feel it.
I don't feel the knee pain.
I didn't notice any pain in my back.
I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Oh, you're a blessing in disguise.
Try them for yourself with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Smart Law will be hosting a Hanford Workers' Compensation educational dinner at their Kennewick office Thursday, August 22nd at 6 p.m. To register, call 509-735-5555. Dinner provided. Smart Law, smart choice.
Welcome to Premier Woodworks, your premier source for custom cabinetry and full-service interior design. Our custom designs are brought to life with 3D images to help you visualize the final result. Our high-quality cabinetry is crafted with care and attention to detail. From kitchen and bath design to remodel project management, we're here to make your dream space a reality. Premier Woodworks, located at 109 North Washington Street in Kennewick.
Is that Carl's Jr.'s 2 for $6 double take deal? I get 2 charcoal, cheesy, juicy, crunchy, melty, spicy choices for $6? I need to do a double take. 2 irresistible items, $6. Only at Carl's Jr. Big burger!
Get burger. Good Morning Northwest streams all day at AppleValleyNewsNow.com and our mobile apps.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your consumer news this morning, Costco is raising its membership fees. The increase set to go into effect September 1st. Basic members will pay an extra $5 a year, bringing the cost up to $65. Executive memberships are going up $10 to $130. It's the first membership price hike in 7 years, but it should help keep other prices at the store down. Last year, Costco made $4.6 billion from membership fees. It's also getting more expensive to send a letter. For the second time this year, the price of stamps is going up. Starting Sunday, the price of a first-class Forever stamp is increasing from 68 cents and that's a 5% jump and an increase of more than 7%. The U.S. Postal Service says price hikes are needed to achieve financial stability as part of its 10-year plan announced in 2021. With the price of stamps about to go up, now may be a good time to stock up. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, AOC has introduced the articles of impeachment against 2 members of the U.S. Supreme Court. We've got the story in your political news when we come back. But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Culbreth has your First Alert full forecast. Stay with us.
Statistics show most traffic accidents happen a short distance from home, so stay alert and buckle up for safety. But if you get injured, call Allen Brecky Law Offices. Call 735-0546. They're waiting to help you.
This is Lucky 13.
13 questions are all that stand between tonight's contestant and up to
$1 million.
Gina Rodriguez and Shaquille O'Neal host Lucky 13. Premieres July 18th on ABC.
Welcome to Beaver Valley Lodge, your rustic lodging and event venue in the beautiful Leavenworth, Washington. Experience the great outdoors and enjoy the beauty of the mountains as you stay with us on our 50 acres in the Cascade Foothills. Whether you're joining us for a wedding, retreat, vacation, or family reunion, we're here to make your stay unforgettable. We make it our goal for you to come as a guest, but leave as a friend. Book your stay today at beavervalleylodge.com.
Welcome to Premier Woodworks, your premier source for custom cabinetry and full-service interior design. Our custom designs are brought to life with 3D images to help you visualize the final result. Our high-quality cabinetry is crafted with care and attention to detail. From kitchen and bath design to remodel project management, we're here to make your dream space a reality. Premier Woodworks, located at 109 North Washington Street in Kennewick.
With savings this explosive, the extended 4th of July sale at Furniture Row is resulting in some very interesting reactions.
So that's $300 off the dining set and $800 off the sectional.
Dude. With over $500 off the bedroom and $200 off the mattress, you are saving $700 today.
Whoa! Plus, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, and 5 years, no interest. When you save this much, you'll be seeing fireworks too. But hurry, the extended 4th of July sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
July is Ultraviolet Safety Month. Protect your skin from harmful UV rays by wearing sun protective clothing. There's more information at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
There's nothing more exhilarating this time of year than traveling the open road in an RV. At Broadmoor RV, our family has been so dedicated to helping you discover America the Beautiful. We make it a point to carry the top brands in the industry at prices you can afford. That's why Broadmoor RV is the #1 travel trailer dealer in Washington State. Family owned and operated for almost 30 years. Broadmoor RV Superstore, your destination store in Pasco.
Allen Brecky Law Offices recruits and trains only the best. For over 30 years, Allen Brecky Law Offices has been working for your rights. Call 735-0546 to find out what your rights are under the law. They're waiting to help you.
The best way to end your day.
That is good TV.
Friends, tonight at 11:05.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is, of course, a very mild morning out there. Pretty warm for some of us as we're seeing 50s, 60s, and 70s for the Yakima and Kittitas valleys. The same thing for the lower Columbia Basin, and 60s and 70s for the foothills of the Blue Mountains. A little bit later today, it's going to be another hot one, but thankfully we are past the peak of this heat wave as we're just going to be 10 degrees above average as opposed to 20 degrees above average. So we'll still be pretty close to triple digits in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, right around 100 for the lower Columbia Basin, and then mostly just 90s for the foothills of the Blues. It will be a breezy day today, especially for the Cascades, Kittitas Valley, and Yakima Valley, with winds gusting out of the north and west between 20 to 35 miles per hour. Of course, some of the fastest wind gusts being in the Kittitas Valley, which is very bad news. That's why we're going with a first alert extreme impact fire day, not just because of the winds, but also the fire fuel energy is going to be way up there, up into the 99th percentile in terms of historical percentiles, also up into the 99th percentile for the lower Columbia Basin, and essentially up around that value for the Blue Mountains. So what does this mean? It means that fires could start and or spread very rapidly. So please exercise all the fire vigilance. And then for tonight, we'll continue to see winds gusting between 20 to 35 miles per hour, but again, mostly for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. Overnight lows will be a little bit cooler compared to what we have for this morning, with 50s and 60s for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, also 60s for the lower Columbia Basin, and 60s for the foothills of the Blue Mountains. We'll continue to keep our temperatures right about where they are over the next 7 days. We'll continue to be about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. So even though, again, we're past the peak of the heat wave, it's still going to be pretty hot, and it's still going to be prolonged heat, which means that fuels are going to continue to be very dry. So that's why we're going with the first alert extreme impact fire day for Friday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday, because again, it's still going to be hot. The fuels will continue to be pretty dry, and we do have some lightning chances in a Monday and Tuesday, especially for the Blue Mountains. But for tomorrow, fire fuel energy, again, back up into the 99th percentile for Kittitas and Yakima counties, into the 97th percentile for the lower Columbia Basin, 99th percentile for the Blue Mountains, and we'll have similar values to that as we start to get into some of those lightning chances for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, especially for the Blue Mountains. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Cascades. We'll have highs in the 70s for the next week. And then for the Kittitas Valley, of course, windy today, winds relaxing a bit after that. Then for the Yakima Valley, highs hovering right around 100 for the next week. And then for the lower Columbia Basin, highs also mostly around 100, although a little bit closer to 105 for the weekend. And then for the foothills of the Blue Mountains, we'll have 90s over the next 7 days. And then for the Blue Mountains proper, we'll again track those lightning chances very closely for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Thank you, Josh. In political news now, Representative Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez is taking action against 2 members of the U.S. Supreme Court. The Democratic lawmaker from New York has introduced impeachment articles against Supreme Court Justices Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito. She says their failures to disclose millions of dollars worth of gifts while on the high court, quote, represents nothing less than a constitutional crisis.
I believe that everyday Americans, independent of party or ideology, can reasonably conclude that Justices Thomas and Alito's years-long pattern of misconduct and failure to recuse in cases bearing their clear personal and financial involvement represents an abuse of power and threat to our democracy fundamentally incompatible with continued service on our nation's highest court.
This effort from AOC is expected to fail in the Republican-led House of Representatives. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, you may be like me and may be terrified of snakes. Now, what if I told you a man got caught trying to smuggle 100 snakes in his pants? What in the world? I'll tell you all about this wild story when we come back.
The extended 4th of July sale at Furniture Row is on now, and the savings are explosive. Best of all, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, plus 5 years, no interest financing. But hurry, the extended 4th of July sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
The Pacific Clinic is a health, sports, and medical campus in Kennewick now accepting new patients for primary care. We offer patient-specific solutions for physical, mental, and emotional health concerns. You'll receive quality one-on-one time with our medical professionals and experienced support team. Begin your new health plan with today's best technologies and facilities for the whole family. Play hard, live well at the PC. Call us at 509-783-5465 today.
Tiffany Smiley is not who she says she is.
Tiffany Smiley started a PAC claiming to raise money to support conservative candidates, but contributions were funneled to pay off her own $1 million campaign debt.
Of the almost $800,000 she raised, only $24,800 went to candidates. Instead, Tiffany used the money on luxury travel and to try to pay off her massive debt.
Tiffany Smiley deceived her donors. Don't let her deceive you.
I'm Dan Newhouse, and I approve this message.
It's the 44th anniversary sale at Walker's Furniture.
This is one of our favorite events where we get to celebrate these great years with you.
And that means friends and family pricing throughout the store, with savings up to 44% off. Or get no interest financing for up to 5 years. So you can get it today and pay over time.
From our family to yours, we'd like to thank you for 44 wonderful years.
Walla Walla Regional Airport, the gateway to your next vacation. As spring and summer travels approach, plan your flights through Walla Walla Airport. We offer free parking, and we have 2 Alaska flights to Seattle daily, making your travel easy and convenient. Take the time off, explore the world, and create memories that will last a lifetime. Walla Walla Airport, your connection to your next vacation. Book today. AlaskaAir.com. Your destination awaits.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. I want that. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Give me some more. Adventure big in a Ford Bronco. Bring it all with the capability of Ford F-150 and the all-electric F-150 Lightning. Or go hands-free on the highway with Ford Blue Cruise. Available on select vehicles, including Explorer. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event. So make it yours. Make it now at your Ford dealer today.
Shop and save during the extended 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or check out the Summit, just $299.99. Plus 5 years no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the extended 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
Good Morning Northwest streams all day at AppleValleyNewsNow.com and our mobile apps.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Check this out. If you've got a fear of snakes like me, this next story might give you the creeps. I'm not a big fan of them. Are you scared of snakes or are you indifferent?
I think they're cool. I've had like a python chilling me before.
Too.
It was kind of it was zen.
I don't want to see one like if I'm just out and about. Okay.
No, if I hear something rattling, I'll have a very different opinion.
Good idea. Stay far away from that. Well, a man was caught trying to smuggle more than 100 live snakes from Hong Kong to mainland China. How? Well, they were in his pants. Oh my goodness, snake in my pants. According to China's Customs Authority, the man was recently stopped at a checkpoint. During inspection, officers found 6 canvas drawstring bags sealed with tape in the pockets of his trousers. Officers then found that each bag contained a number of live snakes in various shapes and colors. Well, at least they were in bags, but look at them. Wow. The customs agency did not say if the man was arrested. Goodness gracious. Well, moving from snakes to lizards now. It took 2 reptile experts to wrangle a monitor lizard from a drain on the side of a Phoenix freeway yesterday. Arizona state troopers tried to wrangle it, but it escaped through a storm drain. The experts were called in, and in an intense struggle, they were able to pull it from the drain and safely capture it.
We were battling with time a little bit too, because we were both starting to get a little hot. Yeah. And he was getting worn out, the lizard. So we were trying to make sure that we could get him before he cooked in that little culvert there. Yeah. The Phoenix Herpetological Society is now searching for the lizard's owner. Well, hopefully he's okay. Yeah. He's out of the heat now. Now to a much larger animal causing a much bigger traffic headache in Pennsylvania. Check this out. A Texas longhorn broke out of a trailer as it was being transported yesterday afternoon. So the steer disrupted traffic on a busy interstate, and he seemed pretty unbothered by the whole thing, walking through lanes of traffic. He was even spotted looking into an office space in the area. He's looking for a job. How would you guys feel if you saw a steer just looking in the office? This sounds like Texas. Just another, no. You're used to it. The state's Department of Transportation managed to capture the bull about an hour after his escape. And Josh, you're originally from Alabama. You see things like that? Longhorns on the freeway?
Plenty of deer though.
Oh yeah. Deer, not quite as exciting as snakes and longhorns, lizards, monitor lizards, whatever that is.
But just as dangerous somehow, and can really mess up your car.
That is true, yes. Well, coming up on Good Morning Northwest, the C3 Slam basketball tournament takes place this weekend. We have a preview of what you can expect this year if you're planning on going. The Benton County Sheriff's Office says they've seen an increase in real estate fraud in the past 30 days, where people are pretending to be property owners. What you need to be aware of, that's all coming up in just a few minutes. But first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Intuit announces major layoffs. The maker of QuickBooks and TurboTax is cutting 1,800 jobs as it shifts focus on getting AI into its services. In an email to employees, the CEO said the era of AI is one of the most significant technology shifts of our lifetime, and companies not prepared to take advantage will fall behind. Next, Samsung's new line of devices. The company showcased multiple new foldable smartphones, including Galaxy Z Fold 6, but the big reveal was the Galaxy Smart Ring, which has the ability to track heart rate and sleep. It goes on sale July 24th. And finally, a new way to share your memories. Google is working on a weekly photo journal feature called My Week. Users will be able to share their weekly memories with friends and family and receive likes and comments. But a reminder, it's so easy to ruin group photos. I can do it with my eyes closed. Those are your Tech Bites.
What does it mean to be rich? Maybe rich is less about reaching a magic number and more about discovering magic. Rich is being able to keep your loved ones close and also send them away. Rich is living life your way and having someone who can help you get there. The key to being rich is knowing what counts.
Hold it.
At a gym,
Hold it.
women hold the squat pose.
Hard time holding it? Well, Always Discreet absorbs up to a cupful with up to 0 wet feel and odor. So I'm not just dry, I'm jump squats level dry. We've got you always. Always Discreet.
Strong enamel is your best defense against acid erosion and cavities. That's why I recommend the Pronamel Active Shield, because it will strengthen your enamel and create that shield around it. I'm excited for this product. I think patients are really going to like it.
Now on Good Morning Northwest, the latest scam to hit the area, people posing as property owners trying to sell homes they don't own. We hear from deputies who say there's been a recent increase in this type of fraud.
Well, we have told you the library is a good place to use as a cooling center to beat the heat, but one had to shut down yesterday. The reason why coming up. The C3 Slam basketball tournament is underway. We have a preview of the preparations being made and what to expect this year.
And today will be a little bit cooler compared to the peak of the heat wave, but still pretty hot. I'll tell you just how hot coming up right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jill Sperling. It is Thursday, July 11th.
Jill, I've got really used to waking up and it being cold outside. I mean, it was a little while ago, but it's just getting warmer and warmer.
I don't know that we ever really get used to this high heat.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe some people here do, but I know I'm not going to get used to it.
I think anyone would get used to like 110 degrees, which is what I think we hit yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not. We'll check in with our expert chief meteorologist, Josh Colbreth. Josh, what temperatures are we going to see today?
Yeah, well, if you're used to 110, here's the trophy. Like you can have it. I don't want to be used to 110, but thankfully it's going to be cooler for today, but still objectively hot. Right now, you're taking a live look at Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of Health First, and you can see the sun already starting to come up for this morning. It's already a mild/warm morning for some of us. 50s, 60s, and 70s already for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. 50s and 60s for the lower Columbia Basin, and 60s and 70s for the foothills of the Blue Mountains. Here's your coat cast for today. No coat necessary. Obviously, it's going to be all t-shirt weather, right around 90 degrees by lunchtime, and then we'll be back up around 100 degrees by the time we get to the peak of daytime heating. So for today, another hot one, but instead of being 20 degrees above average, will just be 10 degrees above average. But this still spells a lot of trouble when it comes to fire conditions, and I'll show you what our fire weather impacts are looking like. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. The Benton County Sheriff's Office says it's seen an increase in real estate fraud within the last 30 days or so.
The Sheriff's Office says criminals are posing as property owners, fraudulently selling vacant or occupied residences that they don't own. Apple Valley News Now spoke with Ariel Hayes with Skyview Realty in Richland. She says she has firsthand experience with this kind of scam.
Just recently, we were contacted by an individual who told us that he owned a property. It was a vacant piece of land located in Kennewick. The person told us that they lived out of area. They just wanted to go ahead and get it sold. The person gave us the wrong zip code. So I started investigating it a little bit.
The Sheriff's Office says to call them immediately if you suspect fraud like this. Usually libraries are open as cooling centers in extreme heat, but the Pasco branch of the Mid-Columbia Libraries had to shut down yesterday because of an issue with its HVAC system.
The city of Pasco got crews working quickly and had the system fixed within a few hours. The library was able to reopen at 3 p.m. and is scheduled to be open until 7 on weekdays. We're going to continue seeing those triple digits into the weekend, but the weather won't stop the annual C3 Slam tournament in Richland.
The Tri-City Sunrise Rotary hosts the annual 3-on-3 basketball tournament with the city of Richland. Part of George Washington Way will be shut down for the tournament starting Friday evening. Terry Marie Fleischman explains how they're getting ready to put the tournament on in the extreme heat.
We are putting in many cooling areas. Sunbelt Rental is helping us with putting in like a human car wash. Well, you're just going to walk through a series of tents with misters and fans and water to allow people to cool down. We've built in 2 half-hour reprieve sessions. So at 11 a.m. and at 2 p.m., all court play will stop to give everybody about a half-hour opportunity to regroup, rehydrate, get their breath, so to speak, cool down, and then we'll resume play again.
Each year, a Tri-Cities eye doctor leads a team of volunteers to Ethiopia to perform cataract surgeries. Every $50 raised by the registrants pays for a surgery. Last year, around $50,000 were raised for the cause.
And usually when people have to go to court, it's not a good thing, but yesterday there was cause for celebration at the Benton County Justice Center.
They were celebrating the latest graduate of mental health court, which gives people a second chance if they're willing to put in the work for recovery. Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma takes us to the courtroom.
Welcome. Obviously, we have a graduation today. So congratulations, Trent, on this graduation. I want you to know what a pleasure it's been to have you in our program. Your change has been dramatic and been wonderful to see, and it's been wonderful to be a part of.
A year is a long time in sobriety, let me tell you. But I know it's hard to get over the trust thing in the beginning, or at least it was for me, and it seems kind of stereotypical of people that are in our situation where it's hard to trust the system, I guess. So deciding that this is just a stepping stone and staying diligent in the beginning, trying to check off all of your boxes, I think is really important, because you can get a lot out of the working with merit and working with a counselor and with all of that.
And I'm happy to sign that dismissal order, and once doing that, you'll have no criminal history.
Congrats to that graduate. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we've been talking about the heat a lot, and that's because we want to stress to you to always be vigilant, as it is the deadliest weather event.
When we come back, Josh Culbreth and Riley Fitzgerald go over signs of when you're dealing with a heat illness. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
When it comes to remodeling your bath, there's fact and there's fiction. Fiction, it's too expensive to remodel your bath. Fact, with Bath Fitter's hundreds of design options, you'll get the bath you want to fit your budget. Fiction, bath remodels take forever and tear the house apart. Fact, Bath Fitter installation takes just 1 day to fit your schedule. Get the bath that fits you. Bath Fitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
At Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds, we've got you covered. We offer a variety of buildings and sheds that come with a 5-year limited warranty, free delivery, and setup. Whether you're ready to custom create your space or just need extra storage, we're here to help every step of the way. All in-stock buildings can be delivered within 7 to 10 days and custom builds in 3 to 4 weeks. So what are you waiting for? Find your perfect building or shed today with Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds in West Richland.
Attention all Hanford and PNNL workers and contractors. Join United Energy Workers Healthcare for a free lunch and learn resource fair on Friday, July 19th at the Three Rivers Convention Center in Kennewick from 11 to 2 p.m. You may qualify for additional healthcare benefits and financial compensation. Learn more at our free lunch and learn resource fair on Friday, July 19th at the Three Rivers Convention Center in Kennewick from 11 to 2 p.m.
A lot is changing in our community right now. New roads, new schools, and new opportunities. We're growing, and that means there are more cars on our streets than ever before. That's why we're expanding our facilities and services. So no matter what roads lie ahead, you'll always find your way home.
Find your way home in a new 2024 Chevy Silverado with financing as low as 1.9% from McCurley Chevrolet.
To see if you qualify for Hanford worker compensation, please call Smart Law for a free consultation at 509-735-5555. Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses, including neurological, respiratory and heart conditions, cancers, and beryllium-related disorders. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Call Smart Law at 509-735-5555 for Hanford worker compensation. Smart Law, smart choice.
Talk about fireworks. Check out these offers during the extended 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Save up to $200 on our Doctor's Choice lineup. And check out the Factory Direct Summit. Now only $299.99. Purchase a Tempur-Pedic and score a $300 gift, plus 5 years no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the extended 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. So the heat is on in our area, and something really important to know are the signs of when you've had enough and also when it's time to take a break.
Apple Valley News Now's Riley Fitzgerald and Chief Meteorologist Josh Culbreth have team weather coverage.
So often we tell people, especially in this kind of heat, if you don't have to be outside, if you could just stay in the AC, that would be preferable. But, you know, there are people that have to work jobs outside sometimes. So we know that people can't always necessarily avoid that.
Yeah, like food truck workers whose job is serving food outdoors.
Yes.
So we talked to some of the food truck workers at Summers Hub about how they're staying cool during this heat wave. So I've got 3 rapid fire questions about what it's like to work out here in the hot temps. So what do you have back there to keep your guys cool?
I have an AC, that's why we stay cool.
We have a AC and we have other ventilador.
We have a fan that sprays water.
A fan with water, but it's too hot.
It's really hot.
Nothing. We usually have an air conditioner, which is not working very well, and then because we have a hood, it sucks out all the cold air with the hot air. It makes no difference how much cold air you pump in because the hood sucks it out. It's non-discriminate. It doesn't care.
And do you prefer to be out serving here in the heat in 100 plus or in sub 30?
Oh, I'd rather be in sub 30 because all that heating equipment makes it warm in here, and we can do cold. We can do cold easy.
It's hard to decide.
Yeah.
Maybe cuando está caliente.
Maybe when it's hotter, yeah.
Yeah.
Because when it's colder, you have AC, but when it's colder, you just have to stay warm.
And what is the hottest item on the menu?
Our rancher is really hot, and our brisket mac or our mac bowls, which you get our smoked mac and cheese topped with brisket, pulled pork, or both if you would prefer.
Quesadillas.
Quesadillas.
Our menu is popular one is a volcano roll and golden crunchy roll. Those two are very popular roll from here. Yeah, that's more of people choosing.
So if you're not properly hydrated in heat like this, heat illness can become a big factor and could set in pretty quickly. So let's go back into the AC, let's go back inside, and let's parse out the difference between heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Well, now that we're back inside, back in the AC, we can talk about the different heat elements and the call to action for both of them. Heat exhaustion versus heat stroke. So for heat exhaustion, you'll feel faint or dizzy. There will be excessive sweating. You'll have cool, pale, clammy skin, nausea or vomiting, a rapid, weak pulse, remember that one, and muscle cramps. And the call to action for that would be to get to a cooler place with AC, drink water if fully conscious, take a cool shower, and use cool compresses. Okay, here's the more serious version of that. Here's the more serious element in heat stroke. A throbbing headache, no sweating, red, hot, and dry skin as opposed to the cool and pale and clammy skin, nausea or vomiting, and instead of that weak pulse, a rapid, strong pulse. You may lose consciousness. Here's the call to action for this one, very important. You have to call 911 immediately. You have to move the person to a cooler place, using cool baths or cloths, and do not give anything to drink. It's just a little bit too late at that point. So we're gonna go ahead and bring Riley back in here, who's also enjoying the AC. She talked to the health district.
Yes.
Riley, what can you tell us?
Yeah, so I talked to the health district about what we can do to prevent these heat-related illnesses in the first place.
Hydrate even before you are going to an event. Make sure you go into the event really well hydrated. Take water with you, and water is honestly your best solution.
So stay inside if you can, but also drink lots of water. Reporting for Apple Valley News Now, I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
And I'm Josh Culbreth.
Yeah, up next on Good Morning Northwest, if you're a fan of Mod Pizza, listen up. The company is getting a new owner, but what does this mean for us? We've got the answer next.
But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Culbreth will be back and has your first alert full forecast. Keep it here.
Good Morning Northwest streams all day at AppleValleyNewsNow.com and our mobile apps.
Why do you Goodwill? Well, there are countless reasons.
I come for the thrill of a deal, and I never miss out on the 50% off tag.
I like to hunt the bins for hidden gems.
Goodwill lets you define your style with unique gifts and treasures around every corner.
And giving back to your community just feels wonderful.
With hundreds of reasons to shop at Goodwill, you can feel great about knowing 95.7 cents of every dollar you spend helps your community. Goodwill. Donate, shop, impact locally.
Warning, your air conditioner unit needs service. Would you like me to call Bruce?
Yes, call Bruce.
Thanks to today's modern technology, it's never been easier to call Bruce Heating and Air. When your AC unit needs serviced, call Bruce.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get this party started. Just make sure you call the right Bruce.
Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $1,850 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Take good care of you, Bruce Heating and Air.
Should we take a look at? What do you think?
So here.
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $500 off your tub or shower remodel.
Are you suffering from stomach pain, a sprained ankle, or does your child have cold or flu-like symptoms? When sudden illness or minor injuries occur, Astria Rapid Care is here for you. Our providers can see you right away with no appointment necessary. Astria Rapid Care is the place for minor emergencies, sprains, cuts, and more, with convenient locations in Prosser, Sunnyside, and Toppenish. Astria Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
Serena Williams hosts The ESPYs with guest appearances by Quinta Brunson, Rob Lowe, Allison Felix, plus this year's special honorees, including Prince Harry.
I'm ready to serve these up.
The ESPYs, live tonight on ABC.
Here's to feeling at home on mountain trails, playing by the river all day, exploring your favorite off-beaten paths and terrains, or simply savoring your favorite foods. Here's to Subaru season. Experience all our hometown summers have to offer with the new Subaru Outback from McCurley Subaru. Your way home.
Get a new Subaru Outback from McCurley Subaru today with 2.9% financing.
Summer in our area usually means great weather, but every so often a storm moves in.
Count on Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather to warn you in advance of coming storms.
Stacey Lee evenings, Josh Colbert mornings, Apple Valley News Now. First Alert Weather on your side.
Want a family 4-pack of tickets to Dust Devils baseball? Enter right now on our mobile app or click on contests at applevalleyNewsNow.com. Fireworks night with the Dust Devils, July 20th. See you at the game.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We continue to track some mild to warm temperatures already for this morning with 50s, 60s, and 70s for the Yakima and Kittitas valleys. We're in the 50s, 60s, and 70s also for the lower Columbia Basin, and then 60s and 70s pretty exclusively for the foothills of the Blue Mountains. A little bit later today, it is going to be another hot one out there, but thankfully we're only going to be 10 degrees above average as opposed to 20 degrees above average. So we'll be in the mid-90s for the Kittitas Valley, near 100 for the Yakima Valley, and also near 100 for the lower Columbia Basin, just shy of 100 for the foothills of the Blue Mountains. Today will feature some more gusty winds, but this time mainly just for the Yakima Valley, Kittitas Valley, and also for the Cascades. Winds gusting out of the west and northwest between 20 to 35 miles per hour, with the fastest wind gusts being in the Kittitas Valley. And when you factor in how dry our fire fuels are, that is why we're going with another First Alert Extreme Impact Fire Day for today, as fire fuel energy, when you compare it to historical values, is going to be up into the 99th percentile, so just about as dry as some of these fuels could get. Also up into the 99th percentile for the lower Columbia Basin, and pretty close to that, the 98th percentile for the Blue Mountains. Now for tonight, we're going to see winds calming down a bit for the Cascades, but they could still gust between 20 to 35 miles per hour for the Yakima and Kittitas valleys. Overnight lows will be a little bit cooler compared to what we have for this morning, with 60s for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, also near 60 for the lower Columbia Basin, and low to mid 60s for the foothills of the Blue Mountains. Into tomorrow, we're going to be just about as hot as we are for today, and temperatures holding pretty steady after that. We'll continue to be about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year, so just given the fact that we'll continue to have that prolonged heat for such a long duration, that means our fuels are going to turn even drier, which is why we're going with the first alert extreme impact fire day again for Friday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. We're especially concerned about Monday and Tuesday given some of the lightning chances we could have. More on that in a second. But first, some of the fire fuel energy for tomorrow. You see it's just a continuation of what we'll have for today, up into the 99th percentile for Kittitas and Yakima counties, 97th percentile for the lower Columbia Basin, and the 99th percentile for the Blue Mountains. So fires could start or spread very rapidly in these conditions. And also we're concerned about lightning-induced fire starts for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, specifically for the Blue Mountains. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Cascades. Highs in the 70s for the next week. And then for the Kittitas Valley, very windy today, very dangerous fire conditions. Winds relaxing a bit after that. Then for the Yakima Valley, highs will be right around 100 degrees for the next week. And then for the lower Columbia Basin, highs also mostly around 100, although we'll be a little bit closer to 105 for Saturday and Sunday. Then for the foothills of the Blues, 90s, highs in the 90s over the next 7 days. And then for the Blue Mountains proper, we'll track that chance for lightning over dry fuels for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So we'll track the potential for fire starts from that also very closely.
Thank you, Josh. Well, we used to have flip phones, then slide phones, and now Samsung has unveiled its newest foldable phones.
So this is exciting news if you're a millennial like me. The AI-powered devices are slimmer and lighter than previous versions, but come with a heftier price tag. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 opens like a book to form a tablet and starts at $1,900, $100 more than last year.
Now, the Galaxy Z Flip 6 is a clamshell shape, a throwback to flip phones from the early 2000s. And that phone starts at $1,100, which is also up $100 from last year. Both phones have better battery life and feature new AI tools.
If only the Motorola Razr flip phone could see this now, you know.
Well, Mod Pizza is getting a new owner, and this to help delay or prevent filing for bankruptcy.
Elite Restaurant Group has acquired Mod, though not much information about them is known at this time. This comes amid reports that the company was filing for bankruptcy last week. And according to a spokesperson earlier this month, Mod Pizza had to close 44 locations. There are more than 540 locations across the country, with 72 in Washington and 32 in Oregon.
In environment news, the return of wolf populations to the state of Washington has had researchers wondering what kind of impact this has had to the ecosystem.
Now, to backtrack, humans drove wolves to extinction within Washington back in the 1930s. However, thanks to conservation efforts, wolves returned, with the first crossing the state in 2008. The population rose steadily, with about 260 logged back in 2023.
Researchers from UW and the Department of Fish and Wildlife tracked one of the wolves' primary prey, the white-tailed deer, and found that wolves are not having as much of an impact on deer compared to other factors like cougars and mountain lions.
When we return on Good Morning Northwest, you may have seen the famous social media personality who goes by Dude with a Sign. He's the guy that stands in public with something typically relatable written on a cardboard sign.
Well, a fire department in Arizona took a page out of his book, where firefighters hold up signs with tips on them. The hilarious story is coming up in just a few minutes.
Life can be hard. With Culligan, your water doesn't have to be.
Save now with stock reduction savings in Bi-Mart's latest savings book, including $50 off an Avanti 5 cubic foot chest freezer. Bi-Mart, your employee-owned membership store.
At the Pacific Clinic, we understand the juggle of parenthood. That's why the PC is your one-stop shop for all your health, sports, and medical needs. Schedule your appointments around your favorite group fitness classes and use our on-site childcare services.
From women's health to care for your little ones, we practice a comprehensive approach to keep your family feeling great.
With our quick and convenient scheduling, we'll get you in within the same week, often the next day. Call us today at 509-783-5465.
Okay, guys, we're all here because US Cellular has an incredible deal. Right now, you can get 4 lines for just $90.
Sorry, just double checking. Is it really that good of a deal?
Yeah, it's a huge deal. You also get 4 free phones of your choice.
4 free phones! Wow, I just triple checked and that's awesome.
So go get that deal. Or at least help me clip. Did you check the expiration dates?
Oh, I can do that.
Great.
Get 4 free phones of your choice with no trade-in needed, plus 4 lines for $90.
Communist China poses an economic and national security threat to America.
And Dan Newhouse is the leader in Congress fighting for our security.
Dan stood up to Communist China and wrote the bill to stop them from buying up American farms and ranches.
And Dan's working to secure the border and stop the flow of deadly Chinese fentanyl through Mexico and into our communities.
Where Joe Biden fails us, Dan Newhouse fights for us.
I'm Dan Newhouse, and I approve this message to stand up to Communist China and to secure our border.
This is Rhonda. She's a soul line dance instructor. And this is Rhonda's Good Feet story.
I love dancing, but I had foot pain and hated the fact that I had to sit out a couple dances. But since visiting the Good Feet store and wearing the arch supports, I definitely have not felt the pain. I am able to dance longer, feel happier. My energy levels have increased. Once that energy gets into you and you're feeling good, double spins.
Get back out there with arch supports from the Good Feet store.
With the latest looks arriving monthly, there's always something new to love at Furniture Row, like the Krisha Sleeper Sectional. Boasting luxurious comfort, several layouts, and 2 colors, the Krisha elevates any home with stylish practicality. Or dine on the Traverse City with a weathered chestnut finish and book-matched pattern. This rustic contemporary set is great for gatherings of any size. And for your bedroom, the Levita features a cool natural look with simulated live-edge cuts and a casual contemporary appeal. Find these fresh new looks and more now at Furniture Row.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's get close to home and take a look at some of those hyper-local temperatures. 54 for Snoqualmie Pass, but take the trip down to Cle Elum, already up to 66, already up to 70 in Ellensburg. So just some very balmy stuff for this time of the morning. In the Yakima Valley, we're seeing a wide array of temperatures, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Just kind of depends on the microclimate within the microclimate. And then for Benton and Franklin County, 60s and 70s. Also, we're seeing some 60s and 70s right around the gorge. And then into the foothills of the Blues, also 60s and 70s, but some cooler conditions in the higher terrain of Meacham and Ukiah with 40s and 50s.
Thank you, Josh. Check this out now. So we all know a little humor can go a long way.
That's a lesson one fire department in Arizona is learning as they combine the power of social media with funny signs to deliver safety messages. Cameron Palome has the details.
We know that everyone's attention spans these days are really short.
Allie Party, communications director with the Phoenix Fire Department, says there's no denying the power of social media these days.
We're tasked all the time with different ways to reach the community. We know social media is a huge tool for that.
That's why she decided to take a page out of a popular social influencer's book recently. Since 2019, Dude with a Sign has captured the attention of millions and created important conversations with messages scrawled across a piece of cardboard.
We really try to get our messages out in the shortest and most attention-grabbing ways, and we know Dude with a Sign does it all the time, so we thought, why can't we do it?
Back in June, their first post hit the page. Clad in climbing gear, Captain Adam Skyver stretched his arms to the sky with a critical message on hiking safety.
Did they just look through all the portraits and say, who has the best mustache for this?
Skyver says when it comes to keeping our community safe, he'll do just about anything.
I knew right where it was going because I had seen Dude with a Sign before. So I was like, oh, I know exactly what this is about. Sure, that sounds great.
The first post quickly went viral. Over the past few months, Skyver, his mustache, and his sign have bluntly provided suggestions on how to prevent wildfires and drownings, fireworks safety, and navigating roads during monsoon season.
You know, these messages that we're putting out they're issues that we see as a fire department. And so that's why they're important to us.
More importantly, it's effective. And PFD tells us you can expect to see more firefighter with a sign posts pop up on social feeds throughout the year.
But the fact that that's actually capturing more people's attention and we're reaching different audiences, that means we're saving more lives.
That is so